Hi YouTube, how's it going? Today we're going to talk about the missing Hollywood actress Naya Rivera. I am a big true crime fan, and in the true crime genre of television, books, etc., I really enjoy cases about missing people or people who have disappeared. So the Naya Rivera case has especially piqued my interest. Here we have a Hollywood actress, a very well-known Hollywood actress who's on a very successful television series, which is Glee, and also dated a very famous rapper who is Big Sean. And now this beautiful girl is missing, and they are still searching for her. From all the reports that I've read and heard, it's presumed that she did drown in the lake. I think it was called Lake Peru, somewhere out there in California. She was with her 4-year-old son. They were on a boating adventure, or just a little outing on a boat at the lake with her and her little boy. And when she didn't return the boat back on time, the boat that she had rented for the day, they began looking for her. So they found the boat with her son sleeping on the boat. And when they asked him where was his mother, I think the little boy said that they were swimming in the water and he got back on the boat, but his mommy never did. So by all accounts, it seems like, but the first report that I heard, let me rewind a little bit. The first report that I heard was that the little boy said that mommy jumped in the water. And then other reports have said that the little boy said they were swimming in the water, he got back on the boat, and his mom didn't. And she never came out of the water. So they began searching the area around the boat, couldn't find her, and I guess, they expanded further and further out from the boat, and they still have not found her as of yet. This story is absolutely heartbreaking because she's, a well-known actress, and I've never heard of any major controversy about her other than supposedly when she was dating Big Sean, the rapper. Big Sean either was cheating on her with Ariana Grande and left her for Ariana Grande, or broke up with her. They were already broken up and he began dating Ariana Grande. I don't know how that story goes, but she was dating Big Sean before Big Sean dated Ariana Grande. And so I think there was a little bit of history between her and Ariana Grande, between Naya Rivera and Ariana Grande. And of course, she's of course well known for her role in Glee. I never watched Glee, but I know of Glee, and I remember seeing her on the show in clips or whatever. So I didn't know who she was at the time, but I think with the whole Ariana Grande Big Sean thing, that's when I knew, oh, okay, that's the girl who was also on Glee. Now, Glee has been having a lot of controversy itself because Naya Rivera is missing. There were 2 cast members who have died. The first one being Corey Monteith, who died of a drug overdose in 2013. It was an alcohol and heroin overdose. And then we have Mark Salling. He ended up committing suicide before he began to serve his 4 to 7 year sentence for possession of child pornography. He was convicted. He was arrested in 2015 for having possession of child pornography. He pled guilty in 2017, and he was going to, right before he began his sentence of 4 to 7 years, he hung himself from a tree. He committed suicide. Now we have Naya Rivera, who is missing. Now, the thing about missing people is that for the people that are their loved ones, their friends, the sad thing about missing people is that there's never really any closure, and that constant unknowing, that constant mystery is just, you're like reliving those moments of them missing over and over and over again, because you just don't know. Like, right now the world is on pins and needles trying to figure out, or waiting for some type of news of, of what happened to her, what happened to Naya. So let's talk about the theories of what could have happened. There are two main theories. One theory being that it was an accident, and I think that's the most prevailing one. And law enforcement is really leaning towards that there must have been some type of an accident in the water. Either she had some type of a medical episode and drowned, or there was an accident, such as maybe she got caught up in something. But if she got caught up in seaweed or some kind of debris under the water, I'm pretty sure they would have found her pretty quickly. Now, if she had a medical episode and her body could have floated away, and I don't know what this particular lake connects to, if it's an enclosed lake or an extremely deep lake at some parts of it, or if it connects to another body of water. But yeah, that seems like the prevailing theory, is that there was some type of an accident and possibly her body had floated away, because they still have not found her body. And you would think, from the pictures that I saw of the lake, you would think that they would have discovered it by now. Second theory is possible suicide. But with that, again, I'm pretty sure that they would have found her body pretty quickly if it was a suicide. Or unless her body, once again, floated away. And then a third theory, which is not very, very prevalent right now, is that some type of an abduction. Now, they did release surveillance video of her and her little boy getting on the boat, and the boat beginning to sail away. And it didn't seem like there was anybody close enough or within the vicinity that could have raised suspicion. So that's the weakest of the three theories, but a theory nonetheless. I hope that there is some type of closure to this. Obviously, I want her to be found alive. She's a young mother. It seems like, from all accounts, she was a loving, caring mother. She had a really good relationship with her son. Her and the son's father are divorced. I don't know why. I don't know the details of that relationship or that divorce. I'm just going to assume that they got along really well, that they were co-parenting this little boy. But it's heartbreaking when you think about the little boy being found on the boat, sleeping alone, and his mom gone. It's so heartbreaking. And I feel for her family, her friends, her fans, anyone that cared for her. This is just really, really sad. I mean, a big Hollywood actress who disappeared while she was out on a boat with her little boy. I mean, this is like the saddest story ever. I just hope that she's found, because from what I've seen of when it comes to missing people, is that there's never closure. The family members, the friends, they just don't know how to go on, because obviously with a death, there's some type of finality there. You know what happened and you can process that. But with a disappearance, you're always wondering, and that constant wondering, that constant mystery just constantly refreshes the pain over and over and over again. You have hope. Sometimes you don't have hope. Then you have hope again, especially when you start hearing theories, accounts, or whatever of people, not necessarily with Naya Rivera, but in other missing people cases, where reports will come out every so often. Oh, I saw so-and-so. I think this is the person that you're looking for. And so your hope rises again, and you're like, oh my God, maybe this is them. This is my loved one. And then your world comes crashing down when it's found out that it's not. It was a false report or a mistaken report. And so now you're reliving it again. Oh, we think we found them. No, we didn't. It was somebody else. And now you're like brokenhearted again. Your heart breaks over and over and over again whenever there's a possibility of a sighting and it turns out not to be them. And so I hope with this that there is some type of closure, because if her body is never found, there's always that mystery of like, what happened to this girl? What happened to Naya? So hopefully some type of news comes up. Hopefully, they do find her. We all want her to be found alive. But if she's not found alive, poor thing, we just have to send out our love, condolences, and prayers to her family and her friends. And at least there would be some type of closure one way or the other. That's all we can hope for, is some type of closure one way or the other for her family and loved ones to be able to properly grieve and learn how to move on without her. I really do hope so. But that's all for now. I'll talk to you later. Bye.